whichever that is comfortable for them is likely going to be the case. From my understanding is that both of these two teams in their own respective region, they did not participate in Call of the Abyss. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I think it's relatively fair to say that they would probably take in some inspiration from Call of the Abyss and draft similarly to that. But fortunately, the patch that we have here is actually very similar to Call of the Abyss 9. If I'm not wrong, it's either similar or the exact same one.
Yeah.
Because the only patch notes, the only patch number that I know about is the very fact that it is the same as the IDV. So 2025, and that happened in November. So it's still about 6 months ago. You guys kind of get the gist of it. But within 6 months, a lot may have changed already. But reviewing some of these VODs may be able to help them, and we'll see if whether it's going to be similar to that.
Yeah, so taking a look at the team roster from Laos. We have SST as the Hunter, PMST as the Survivor, SDV, VLV, and PDV as the Survivors as well. And we got Coach Malisa.
Yep. So it does seem like their names are probably in acronyms, which is not something that we actually see most of the time, huh?
Yeah, it's abbreviated.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's easier for us.
Easier for us to say, definitely.
To a certain extent.
Yeah, so very cool names coming out from this side of Team Lao. I'm looking forward to what the team has in store for us, right? Yep. Right now, the current rotation that they have, it's bare minimum, right? 4 survivors,
yes,
1 hunter. So
no substitutions.
No substitutions. There's no separate strategies. I believe if you're going to have a team that lean and mean, you got to have a great ton of versatility. You got to be super confident, right?
Yep. So the thing about not having substitutes is that they are guaranteed to be playing the same game every time, and okay, maybe not every time. They more or less have very good chemistry then. Yeah. That is one thing that I am looking out for. It's mostly all about the chemistry situation. The more you play with the same groups of people, the better it is. But here we go on the other side of the match. Here we have on the Sri Lanka side, we have for the Hunters, we have DS. And for the Survivors side, we have another DS. We have SU, AR, and NNS.
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether that's the same guy, but
I don't think this is going to be the same guy.
Maybe they only have 4 team members.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
The team roster.
Yeah,
by the time the team roster comes out, we probably have an idea.
Yeah, so definitely, of course. But of course, before we go into the game, a huge shout out to our co-organizers, SGEA.
Oh, it is the same guy.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy. So yeah, they only have 4 members. That's
That's
crazy.
Literally bare minimum.
That's bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. You need 4 survivors to play the game. That's 4 survivors in the game.
Yep, and you need 1 hunter, and that means that DS will be playing every single half and every single game. If anything, he's gonna be the MVP.
Yeah, because you play every you're the MVP for sure, no? It's like, you gotta be MVP for Team Sri Lanka. If you're playing Hunter and Survivor,
you will be the MVP.
Yeah, because you get Hunter points too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, you're MVP. No, you're farming points from both sides. That seems kind of unfair.
For their own teammates, at least, like, recognition. I want some of that. Let me play as the Hunter. But in this case, DS will be both a Survivor and the Hunter. A little bit different from what we know of, because so far the Hunters as well as the Survivors have always been separate roles.
Yeah.
And being played by separate people.
Yep.
So to see that there is a Hunter that doubled down as a Survivor as well is definitely something that is kind of a surprise for me.
Yeah, it's so weird to see an empty chair there.
Yeah.
Right? It's just so weird to see an empty chair. But there is... this is still a new movement coming out from the Identity V as well. So the Call of the Abyss has been here for quite a long time, but it's more popular in different regions than the other. So now, reaching into the shores of Sri Lanka, these 4 members, I believe they're about to be the pioneers of Identity V over there.
Yep, they would probably shape how Identity V is gonna be like in Sri Lanka. No, we'll see how it goes. I'm not exactly sure about the community as well as how big it is actually in Laos, but I think that it's fair to say that wherever there is an Asian Games qualifiers or anything that is about the Asian Games that happens in whichever country or whichever country that participated, it eventually will have quite a bit of traction. And I think that Identity V definitely deserves that because this is such an elaborate game. And I absolutely love every single part of this game. Like, I joined this game, like I played since... Damn, I actually can't remember. It's a good 4 years ago or something like that. Even though I did not play for an extremely long time, but I picked it up like pretty darn long ago.
Yeah, I mean, Identity V itself, pretty fun mechanics to play with friends as well, right?
Yeah, I play with my siblings.
Yeah, definitely a pretty fun game because, well, you're not exactly betraying each other. You're not playing a game of hide and seek who's the imposter. No, you're not doing that.
You're working as a team.
You're working as a team to get away from the hunter. And each time you're working against a different hunter as well. So you gotta learn the hunter mechanics. At the same time, get better at the map as well. So in terms of pro gamers, I would say your map knowledge really has to be up there, right? Knowing where the loops are, knowing where the pallets are, knowing where to go for, secondary loop rotation if, let's say, your first loop gets blocked by characters such as maybe Sculptor, maybe Goatman.
Yeah, so there are definitely quite a lot that we gotta talk about, and in fact, we should be going in and taking a look at the map draft very soon. So for the uninitiated, how the map draft is gonna be is that out of a pool of 8 maps, if I recall correctly, out of 8, one team will ban 2, and then the other team will then pick 1 map. And finally, the other team that did not pick a map, they will choose if whether they start on the Survivor or they start on Hunter. And most of the time, you will want to start on the Hunters.
Yeah, so starting on the Hunter, very important. But of course, the players are still in preparation mode. So we're going to give them a short break, and we're going on a short break as well. So we'll see you guys after the break, and stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen.
here with you guys, and it does seem as though most, if not all, of our players are ready to rock and roll right back into Identity V right here for the 2026 Asian Games Qualifiers. All of these are all going to be a lead up to the upcoming Aichi Nagoya 2026, and that is of course going to be held in Japan, where Japan is already seeded in, so they are waiting at the grand stage for the top 9 of this qualifiers to reach over.
Yeah, so top 9 means that only 3 teams from each group will make it to the playoffs in the stages right here, right? So to qualify, you got to get top 3, and of course, it's going to be a round robin format where you will be facing every individual team. So as the days go on, you get more information. This is a marathon, so you want to finish in top 3 no matter what.
Yep. So all we will be watching is going to be group stages all the way through. If you guys do want to see the conclusion of how that is going to be like, well, you're going to have to wait for the official event that is going to be happening right at Japan itself for the Aichi Nagoya 2026 Asian Games. Now, with that all said and done, we are prepping ourselves to prepare, or rather, we are prepping ourselves to go into the game itself. We managed to see quite a decent amount of varieties already, especially since we are looking at a global ban for survivors after all. That's one of the things I love about Identity V.
Yeah, I mean, global ban, I would say, is very good in a game where there are so many characters, right?
Yes.
There are so many versatilities. You're always trying to find new ways to make the synergies work, whether or not you're going for the double decode. But looking at the maps itself, we also have a lot of maps. So we get the bans on the Lakeside Village and Sacred Heart Hospital from Team Laos, and it feels like the map choice will be from Team Sri Lanka, Arms Factory.
Yep, and this time it's a little bit different though, but Laos have decided to start off as the survivor, giving the hunter role over to Sri Lanka. So the thing about starting as a hunter is that your strategy as a hunter actually doesn't change all that much, because you have one objective: kill everyone.
Yeah.
Just get everyone onto the chest. But as the survivors, there are quite a bit of different ways that you can play around. Do you want to go for, do you want to play double decoders, double rescue, double harass, double contain, that kind of stuff, where you have a very specific playstyle in order to get an edge based on what your opponent scored as a hunter, because you are in control of your own destiny.
Yeah, you're pacing, your momentum. What is your plan coming through after the hunter score has been settled, right?
Yes.
It's always easier to plan ahead when you have the information of the score. And that's why people like starting with the hunter first.
Yes.
And for Arms Factory, I would say very good map in terms of loops whatsoever, but there is no verticality involved. So we are going to see a lot of containment. We're going to see quite a lot of kite here. Already first officer being picked up from the side of Team Laos for the rescues available. And now we have the Seer being banned out as well from the side of Team Sri Lanka. And DS playing as the sole hunter into the survivor as well. I want to see how that, synergy works out.
Yep. So right off the bat, we already have the puppeteer as well as the first officer that has been picked up. And do note that this is a completely new series, so we are not gonna be looking too much into the previous bans already. Well, in the meantime, on the opposite side, at least for DS, we have at least a slight idea of what exactly they are looking for, or what exactly they are trying to ban out. The Professor have just came out, and that so far we have a different spread. So right now, the only thing that they're missing of is gonna be a decoder. Is currently still very out in the open. Pharaoh Lady, if they do want to get a bit more of the assistance that will be going alongside with the Professor, that's something that they could go for as well. But ultimately, they have decided to go for Perfumer.
Yeah, so I believe that is not a second Serban, but I believe that's a graphical graphical glitch there. So yeah, we do have the Perfumer and the Professor being picked up as well. So there is that mobility coming out from the Professor as well. Very good kite transitions and very good ability to walk around the pallets and jump around the windows as well.
So for this team, they actually did not have a very good decoding speed actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so the only one that have like really slow decoding speed really is just the first officer, which we kind of understand. So this is a double contain, double rescue lineup. So they are hands down just going to be playing around the hunter at all times, right? So they'll probably send two-person decode, and then the other 2% to kind of play cat and mouse and rescue in the very case if they really need to.
Yeah.
So this is a very safe kind of way of playing. However, you might actually just be playing into the time of the hunter, where there is this idea where the longer that you stay in the map, the better it is for the hunter, because it's only about time for the hunters to eventually touch you.
Yeah, because at that point, right, you are playing a very strong containment game, yes, but Arms Factory is a very small map. So if you have good mobility as a hunter, if you have the good hits to get that early presence as a hunter as well, that will be very interesting, especially. But very surprising, not going for the Goatman first, going for the Naiad, right? Also has great mobility, right? Particularly still okay on this map. I would say Naiad is one of the stronger picks on this map, but I'm surprised, right? Not going for Goatman game one, even in Arms Factory, which is a small map, the Dominion is super good. But yeah, I mean, well, the loops are even smaller. So maybe even in the Dominion, you can still get looped. That's why maybe people don't go for a gold match here.
Yeah. So the main thing about the Naiad that we need to talk about is that if the pathing is mostly very predictable, that is mostly a place that Naiad doesn't play very well in. But the thing is that for the side of Naiad is that you also need to consider about additional resource, and that is the humidity, right? As long as you are able to manage the humidity of the Naiad, then you're more or less gonna be a-okay. But there is more things that you need to take note of while playing as Naiad.
Yeah, I mean, with the loops that are available in Arms Factory, because we have two portions of ruins on the bottom left and on the top right of the map, right? So there are multiple loops available in the factory as well, in the factory corner as well. So there are at least 5 to 6 loops available. So with that, you have the area denial control coming in with the humidity coming out from the Naiad as well. So there is that loop control. But yeah, with the first officer, I would say even if you do get the capture, Naiad is going to struggle a bit with the rescues.
So in the end of the day, as long as you're able to get good amount of accumulation of the moisture or rather humidity onto the survivors, that is gonna be pretty good. And of course, the same goes. More management equals to better in some sense, but you have to focus more on the macro kind of game for the side of Naiad. So we're gonna be jumping right into game number 1. DS starting things off with the Naiad just running around looking into the factory, but doesn't quite seem to see anyone as of yet. We've got 3 of the survivors that is already on their way working on those ciphers.
Yeah, very early on, not able to find any sort of early momentum, and the decodes are really going strong at this point. And it seems like they're not playing around the traditional loops. They're playing around the factory corner, playing around the rocket chairs actually, and you still able to get PDV, still able to get away out of arm's reach. DS not able to land a hit, not have that hyper sense available to land it on that first officer.
But should be able to come in contact with the first officer pretty darn soon, but I have decided to throw her harpoon down just so that she will be able to rapidly dash on forward. There we go, first contact down with the first officer. It's gonna be pretty a-okay for now. Just a little bit more until first presence.
Yeah, at this point, they're doing a very good job of hiding. Already one decode down from the side of Team Laos, Team Sri Lanka. They had to pick up the pace, especially for the side of DS. And chasing the first officer here, choosing him as the first target while the decodes are happening. This is not exactly a good choice. And yeah, the humidity control finally is there, but at the same time, is not too close to any of the decoders to deny away the area, and the loops are not being denied at all.
Yep. It's gonna be tough to actually stack up onto the Moisture down to anyone else. But there's gonna be that Palestine that managed to land pretty nicely. However, the moisture level of the Monster has now skyrocketed to 17%. It tapered off for a bit and now it's tapering off again. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the Naiad is able to keep up with the resource management of that humidity. As such, a big bulk of her mechanics is unfortunately unutilized.
Yeah, I mean, there are 3 ciphers already done. So decoded, already pre-decoded. So this is looking very dire for the side of DS. Looking like there are going to be at least 3 escapees here. And PDV styling on that vault here over on the pallet not being destroyed. The moisture is there, but 57% still not slow enough to just run around the loop. And once again, another pallet stun. The kiting and containment is off the charts on Team Laos at this point.
We already have 3 ciphers that are currently up to 96, 97, and they should be able to burst this down pretty crazily, right? So that's the second decoder down, 3rd decoder down, and we're going 4th and 5th almost in an instant. And DS has got his hands really full onto this single survivor. This is not great at all.
I mean, Arms Factory is the #1 kite area. I would say you gotta play a very strong game of deny. You gotta be very strong in knowing where your decoys are at. And even with the harpoon, with the speed, DS is not able to find anybody. And yeah, they're making a beeline towards the exit, but DS is nowhere in sight near the exit at all. There's no area denial coming from him.
Yep. So as you can see from the map right now, 3 of the members from Laos is already huddled together at the western part. So DS would be able to get an idea and can see that all of them have exited onto the west side. The last survivor will always take a little bit longer to reach, so it will make very good sense for him to head to the east, because that is exactly where DS will be attracted to.
Oh, very good peel coming out from the side of PMST at this point. Still, just playing with the fact that, yeah, the decode is going on at the escaping, and they are already 100% done. So, yeah, they can escape.
They're all escaping together.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4-0, man.
Oh my, did not even try to branch out to the east side for a guaranteed, to get a guaranteed runaway, but they have decided to huddle together and just run together and the one that they have already entered the pin for.
Yeah, at that point, right, DS, you can see that the hunter itself, they couldn't get the presence up. So
not at all.
This is the prime kiting and containment that you can see, right? When you're able to kite, when you're able to contain, when you're able to get those pallet stuns, and yeah, at such a consistent rate, PDV, man, that was playing that first officer like, yeah, he was just a rat, man.
Yeah, this is a cockroach just can't die. So at this case, this is a prime example as a hunter where this is where you know that, okay, I gotta switch it up. I gotta change strategies a little bit. Just chasing this guy over and over again is not gonna help, because either #1, we're looking at matchup differences, right? Or map differences. This is not something that Naiad is able to get out of. The only thing that you can do is increase your movement speed a little bit, very different from the likes of like the Opera Singer, for example. Being able to just rush right in, even though tight corners is a little bit tough, but with good micromanagement skills, you can more or less be able to do that. However, Naiad is very different, as you guys can see.
Yeah.
So in this game, the Naiad didn't need to keep chasing against the first officer for the first 1 minute. I think first 1 minute, if you keep on chasing, you can't land a second hit on it. I think that's done. You're gonna have to move on, and you're gonna have to harass the other survivors in order to kind of move them away from the other decoders or ciphers, especially since they know that, since the hunter knows a good amount of time has elapsed, but only 1 cipher is done.
Yeah.
So going back to those ciphers are actually super important.
Yeah, exactly. And that point, I would feel that even on the maps such as Arms Factory, where there's like a lot of combination of loops available, if you're chasing for 1 just one survivor in general, even if you have the map denial, the amount of loops that can be just generated is just so much that, yeah, it doesn't matter if you deny away one loop.
I hate it.
Yeah, they're second and third. So Arms Factory is, yeah, just one of the worst maps, especially if you're starting out in the game, right? You play a quick match, you go into Arms Factory, that's the default map.
Yeah.
And then you are Hell's Ember, you're just running around. You're not going to be able to
You
kill
can't
anyone.
catch anyone.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. You can drop a puppet, whatever it is, and you can swap places, sure. But realistically, what can you do? This is why, you know, the introduction of a hunter is very skewed right off the start. But as the more that you play, the more satisfactory you get because of the other hunters that you're able to get.
Yeah, but take a look at the stats here, man. 168 seconds by PDV. I mean,
That's like the entire round.
That's the entire round. Yeah, PMST only coming in at the end just for that exit kite. And now we have SDV and VLV not being touched at all. And we were talking about the high decode speed coming in from the side of the Professor. Yeah, that's where the decoding came from. And DS was not able to even land a knockdown at all. So he hit Survivor twice. So that means that, you know, your presence is not going up there.
Yep. The one that has been running away all this time was just the first officer. The one, I think he's the only one that has a very strong kiting ability. Oh, okay, actually Perfume is actually not too bad as well. But nonetheless, that is kind of like the tactic that Laos has been trying to go for. Just kind of bait out the Sri Lankan hunter to just keep on going at this over and over and over again. It's a small map. With a lot of loops. It's really annoying, especially since as a hunter, there's a pride here.
Yeah, I mean, still there are good characters with strong denial.
Honestly, I just looking at Goatman.
I mean, Goatman is strong, yeah, but I believe the number one is going to be still Bloody Queen, right? Bloody Queen.
The mirrors.
Yeah, mirror, able to just jump between mirrors early on in the game. And the best part about mirror is, if you're very good at using the mirror image, you can go through the loops. It defies the terrain.
Yep.
So yeah, you can go through the loops, you can defy the terrain, you can go inside the factory, you can deny away the looping spots instantly with that mirror into the backstab. And it's such a low cooldown as well. So it has a very good early game pressure mechanic.
Yep. And of course, you guys more or less should know where I'm coming from now, because I'm just gonna talk about Geisha, especially. Maybe I don't have to talk about Geisha. Yeah, maybe I don't have to, because at this point in time, anything I talk about is all about Geisha. The number one, at least for me, the number one hunter that personally I love the most. But regardless, I will say that when it comes down to playing out these kind of hunters, you know that you have excellent mobility. You are able to swap places, swap spots, and that is where the mind game comes in play. But unfortunately for this Naiad, we didn't go anywhere aside from spearfishing. Didn't even get surging tides, didn't get billowing waves, and mostly, at least for Naiad, your half presence is more about humidity coverage, not exactly about the zone denial. The zone denial only comes in at full presence, and that is where you become really strong. And it helps to cover those weaknesses that he have experienced in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the humidity being used for the loop controls was a bit off, right? Was a bit iffy, right? Where you are playing for denial as a Naiad, you want to deny away the ciphering locations. You want to deny away the decode locations as much as possible. So for Team Laos, it seems like the bands are going to be, I believe that's a puppeteer, and that is the mechanic.
And this puppeteer mechanic already thrown into the batting pool. Say goodbye to them already. Seer and Coordinator. Okay. First time we're gonna see Seer.
Yeah, I mean, Seer is a very high skill cap in terms of team synergy, right? Where you're able to find out your teammates' locations with the owls. At the same time, you get to keep like a soft little eye on the hunter as well, so you get much more information. So the info game, the vision game, very strong on Seer. That's why people like to play it, because it makes distances just seem irrelevant at this point. And now we do have
Pharaoh Lady.
Yeah, the Pharaoh Lady as well. So we have information, we have kite, and we have some sort of decode as well with Pharaoh Lady, right? Quite high. I would say tier 2 on decodes.
Yep. So the only problem of this lineup, okay, it's not so bad. The final pick is going to be a professor as well, so it's pretty decent coming in from this side. But all in all, we're gonna have to still take a look at what the hunter pick is gonna be. Fair amount of assists all across the board. All three assists. We have 2 rescue and a single decoder from the side of Pharaoh Lady. Previous game, what we saw from the side of Laos is that they didn't even play on the decoder, and yet the professors still did pretty darn well. Now, the other thing that we want to look out for is in this survivors lineup, do they have anything that goes on a very kitey kind of playstyle, if whether they are able to play around with those kites well enough?
I mean, if you get information on the hunter, you don't really need to kite him, right? You can just make sure to set up the loop ahead of time. But now for Team Laos, it feels like you want to deny the loops, right? Now, Goatman seems like an extremely good pick, right? Even Hullabaloo seems like an extremely good pick just to deny away the pressure coming through. I mean, I hate to say this, but even Hell's Emperor is a great pick right now. You could deny his face, but no,
You're trolling.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, Goatman. There we go.
That makes absolute sense. Exactly as what you were asking for. So now with the Goatman in play, this is where we are going to be seeing the same thing as the very first series of the game, where it's mostly all about playing around the Dominion, just popping from one enclosure to the other side of the enclosure.
The cooldown on that is so ridiculous as well, especially in this patch.
How many seconds is that?
It's
20?
It's less than that.
Really?
Yeah, it's less than that. I think like 11 seconds.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy good. It's crazy good. I believe it's the same cooldown as Mirror in this patch. Mirror was 11 seconds, so yeah, I should be 11 seconds on Dominion as well.
Man.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy on Goatman, especially in this patch, man. There's a reason why he's so dominant. He's spawning in the center.
Right smack in the center. So the only way for the side of Team Laos to be able to win, the way for Sri Lanka to win rather is that all 4 of them have to escape. In fact, not exactly a win. In order for them to get a draw, actually. There's no win here.
There's no win condition here. There's only a draw condition. And the draw condition is for all 4 of them to escape. So, yeah, it's going to be a hard game, especially since Goatman is extremely good at just isolating, right? Just getting that one down, then it snowballs into from 1 down, you lose your utility, then afterwards you lose even more because yeah, you're not getting the decodes going, and then suddenly the whole map feels a lot smaller than it used to be. And that's what Goatman is great at, but now we see Team Sri Lanka on the other side. DS was playing the Naya just now, will be playing the Professor this time, as we have a Seer for the first time in series number 2.
As we prepare ourselves to go straight into Arms Factory between Sri Lanka and Laos for game number 1 of this best of 3 series. How is it gonna be with Professor, Seer, Pharaoh Lady, and the Coordinator? With a lot of rescue and assists in the midst. With 1 single decoder, will this be enough for the members of Laos to escape?
Yeah, at this point, SST already spotted out NNS, right? The Seer, I mean, does have the strong kite capability, but oh my god, that is a great Dominion out of the loop, but does not get that first hit. He was better off just following up behind, getting that backstab. Now, already 1 down, and NNS straight away out for the countdown. That is an early to hit presence level at 1 with the rocket chair. Ready strapped on, that's your vision character. That's the most OP character in the game right now, in this patch right now, and it's being taken out.
Oh, it's really unfortunate. The irony that the Seer is the one that can see the Hunter, but unfortunately wasn't able to do too much about the macro plays of the Gold Man. But right now, it does seem like DS, the Professor, is currently in the top spot. He did manage to get hit, but it didn't be too... Oh! That's the tech that we want to see.
Wow.
Looks like the Laos player definitely knows what exactly he's doing as well.
Yeah, I mean, he sees that the rescue is coming. He's totally going for rescue deny at this point. He will let the Professor crawl away. He wants to catch AR at this point. Now, SST, he has a chance to use the mini. He is in range if he wishes to do so, but he's looking at the direction that's going. Yeah, the flare gun with the Dominion block. Amazing
Oh
block.
my goodness.
Now DS gets carried up.
Seer's gone.
Oh no! Close to getting another hit on the coordinator as well. One sliver of health as the Seer gets eliminated from the game. That's no more information. And this means, I believe, Team Laos, they are set to win the first game already.
Yep, so no matter what the scenario is, the fact is that Sri Lanka will have a loss to their name. But the only thing that they can do right now is to help themselves get a little bit more points. While in the meantime, for Laos, the main thing that they want is to, well, not allow Sri Lanka to get as much points as possible. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And get more points for themselves, actually.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's a points game, yeah, as we said. So now, as you getting spotted out, just get a hit through on the Pharaoh Lady. ST's presence is already maxed out at this point. Just going for the style points, not able to get the Dominion hit through the backstab, but the great deny of area on the rocket chair as we see the Professor on his last few seconds and gets eliminated from the game. There's only 2 members left with no defense available.
19%, 19%, 67 and 21%. It does seem as though the members from Sri Lanka is having a really quite a bit of difficulty trying to get any of these ciphers going in. And unfortunately, that is the Pharaoh Lady that is also going to be strapped onto the chair. A total of three survivors has already been strapped on over to the chair, leaving the coordinator all alone.
Yeah, I mean, it's elementary Goldman gameplay, right? Just deny them away from the chair, know your Dominion range, and make sure that, yeah, even if they're going towards the rocket chair, wow, that was a great backtrack into that stack. AR getting hit down, left with 2 more slivers of health. But he does get the detention though. Yep, detention is already up. Tier 2. So yeah, that is going to be an elimination here.
Yep.
As Team Laos, well, looking like a clean sweep on game 1.
Yep, that's game, ladies and gentlemen. So there's going to be a huge congratulations over to Team Laos as they have managed to successfully brought all 4 of the survivors over to the rocket chair.
Man, I would say, right, to be a good Hunter player, you got to be a good Goldman player, right?
Yep,
especially
exactly what
at
you said.
pro level. So I would assume that game 1, maybe Sri Lanka just giving up the Goldman. Maybe game number 2, bringing it out.
Yep, maybe. At this point in time, anything could happen right now. But one thing that we also need to remember as well is that Laos is the, if I recall correctly, Laos is the one that chose to be survivors. No, sorry, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, Laos is the one that chose to be survivors first.
Yeah. They wanted to test your power level. So a lot of mind games going on here at Identity V, right? Still, they are trying to feel each other out. You got to take note that a lot of these teams are formed quite recently as well. I mean, they're not used to playing together, but of course, I believe they have some prior preparation.
Yep.
But for these teams, they're also meeting each other for the first time over here.
Hey, you know what? I'm not surprised at all. There could be a very high chance that some of the players might not have seen each other before. You know, until now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The world is a big place.
Big place. Except for Singapore. Singapore is like kind of small.
Well, Singapore is not the world, man.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about like regions and all. But either way, congratulations over to Laos. They did manage to get a total of 5 points to themselves in the first half as survivors, and 5 points to themselves as the hunter as well in the second half. We have already seen Laos already, tallying themselves up to a total of 10 points. That is a massive amount of points. So if anything, Laos would probably be at the top of the table by the end of day one, likely.
Very dominant game one coming through, especially in the arms factory, where I was expecting a much more denial, but looking at SST, 9 survivor hits, only 9 and only 4 knockdowns, because there were 0 rescues across the board. And this was what I was hinting towards, right? The rescue factor was only dependent on the information provided by the Seer and also the combination with Pharaoh Lady. So once the Seer, being the first person being taken out, they just lacked all information and they couldn't play the game. That's the weakness of just putting the Seer first. And Goatman denies that Seer.
I think that the main unfortunate part is the fact that the Goatman managed to find the Seer that early. Didn't even give the Seer any form of time to play, not even to decode any of the ciphers. It's just gonna be right hot on the Seer's toes the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unlucky, I would say, but at the same time, there is a skill cap when it comes down to Arms Factory as well. Learning the loops, learning how to just maneuver around the loops as well, right? In the first instance where NNS was going up against SST, there was actually a loop available, and NNS couldn't find it and in time, right? Because he had to adjust. Whenever you're in the Dominion, you need to adjust your loop because you'll be getting thrown away from your current spot. So you gotta juke and jive into that Dominion cage as well. So because you appear on the other side, right? You gotta play a huge mind game with the Hunter.
Yep. So all in all, this is just mind game city. As long as you are, if you have a very good idea on how the containment is gonna be like, at least you still is able to kind of predict where exactly you're gonna land. So at least for the side of SST, he definitely had to have a very good idea how to play Goatman, and pretty sure that he knows what's going on here as well. But a quick little switcheroo should be able to help us have. Oh wait, sorry, no more switcheroo. We are already done with
game 2.
Done with game.
Switch map.
Yes. So now is switch mapperoo.
There we go. We're gonna switch maps for now. There will be a map banning stage. So we did see. I believe Arms Factory was the map that we played just now. Yeah, Arms Factory. So it was one of the smaller maps. There's a lot of loot potential, so survivor-centric. But at the same time, they weren't able to make use of the loop. So I hope that Team Sri Lanka has better map knowledge somewhere else, especially with those loops. Because the Hunters are going to be even harder this time because there is still Ever Sleeping Woods available. And that's crazy.
Ever Sleeping Woods is one of the only map that we mentioned about that favors the Hunters pretty effectively. But we do have banning phases after all, so we might not even see that kind of situation happening, even though it happened in the very first game.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I think it was an executive decision, right? Like, we're going to get Ever Sleeping out of the way, and then we're going to get Goatman out of the way. Then we are going to go toe-to-toe in terms of just who has the better Hunter, who has the better survivor strategy in game number 2. So everything was on game number 2. Sadly, for Team Singapore, well, it was game number 1, they were at a slight disadvantage, right, with 1 survivor. So, yeah, I hope that's not going to be the case here. I hope that we don't get a total sweep here. We do get a bit of a fair match going into the second game, especially since I said that, game 1 is going to be a Goatman fest.
Yeah.
And we did only see Goatman on one side. Hopefully, Sri Lanka, they can take out the Goatman as well.
Yep. So that all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, we will be preparing ourselves to go into game number 2. Once again, in this best of 3 series, it is entirely possible for you to win, for you to lose, and for you to have a draw. A draw is very much possible if we are unable to deduce if whether either one of these teams have the same amount of points, or if one person have more, one person have less. These are the situations that we will be able to conclude. Okay, that means Sri Lanka wins or Team Laos wins. But right now, we are going to go into game number 2. In the event that Team Laos is able to find themselves more wins from this point on, it is guaranteed for Team Laos to make their way over to Aichi Nagoya.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, their points are at an all-time high, right? You get 5 points on each both sides, so pretty good in terms of just chilling with points. So we are going. When we talk about the map drops as well, there's still a lot of maps available. So hopefully we do get a bigger map. Right? We're not. I don't want to see Arms Factory no more. I don't want to see that map that you just spawn in and when every time you play a quick match, that's in the Arms Factory, right?
Yep.
So everybody knows the loops in Arms Factory. Everybody knows
To a
that,
certain extent.
yeah, to a certain extent. I believe every single pro Identity player, Identity V player, well, they will know the loops in Arms Factory, right? So if we go in towards a different side of the map, like for something like Chinatown, right? Chinatown, very survivor centric, I would say, in terms of just having that verticality, having the obstacles as well. So it really depends on how good of a hunter you are.
Now, currently, we have to also remember that Seer, Coordinator, Pharaoh Lady, and Professor has been taken away from the likes of Team Laos. Team Sri Lanka, though, they had quite a bit of an opening. They have quite a bit of different survivors that have actually been picked for, and I think that those are the ones that will be a little bit more of a wild card, because coming into game number 2, do remember global ban, so they will not be able to pick up the same survivors again.
Yeah, I mean, but there's still very good survivors left over, right? In terms of good survivors left over, there's still the mechanic. There's still the mercenary available. There's still the antiquarian available as well. Yeah, I mean, for Team Laos, they have not played the Seer themselves. So they can pick up the Seers. The Priestess is also available.
So if we do want to see them play the Seer, I think that the same kind of situation gonna have to appear again, to kind of force a ban without the Seer on. So they have to force more aggressive survivors in order for them to get an in, for them to be able to get that. But regardless, we also should not forget about Mechanic, Priestess, and Antiquarian.
Yeah, I mean, currently in this patch, I think Escapologist is also pretty much up there as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So if let's say you are playing a very strong hiding containment game, I would say if you're running a mechanic and an escapologist, you're pretty much guaranteed 2 ciphers, right? So you can pretty much guarantee 2 ciphers, and then yeah, we'll see whether or not you want to use the dungeon or you wanna just win the game from there.
Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you that are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. For those people that is at home, you can still continue to stream, continue to watch, and hope you guys are having a great time. But in the meantime, a quick little message to everyone that is here at the Resorts World Sentosa Convention Center, which is actually right towards the other side of this room. If you guys are watching, hello, and we will need to remind everyone that after every BO3 match, we will require everyone to vacate the premises and to queue back into the hall, just so that we will have a sufficient amount, or not say sufficient, we'll have a nice rotation of people that will be able to go into the convention hall, sit down, and watch the show.
Yeah, I mean, we got to make things fair for everyone who has come down to show their support and to show their love for Identity V here at the Asian Games Qualifier. So, just reiterating the fact that we are going into Group A, Group B, and Group C. We have a total of, I believe, 12 teams? The 16, no, 5, 5, 6.
5, 5, 6, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So 16 teams that are playing, only 9 will make it. So now we looking at Chinatown being picked up by Team Laos. I was hinting towards this, and yeah, they are going with Chinatown indeed.
Okay, so in this case, the one that have picked Hunter is going to be Sri Lanka. So was this the same situation as the previous game? I don't think.
Yeah, it's not.
Sri Lanka was Survivor first, chosen by Laos.
Yeah,
Yep.
Team Laos chose Team Laos chose Survivor
Wait,
first.
yeah.
Just now. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, because
Forgot.
Nayad was the first game, right? Nayad was Team Sri Lanka. Yeah, so so Team Sri Lanka now going with Hunters first. Hopefully, well, they have a grasp on Chinatown because Chinatown is the most Survivor-centric map I've ever seen. It's so much obstacles, so much verticality, so many loops, so many combinations available. Now, going with the draft pick, we see Team Sri Lanka instantly. Ooh, wait, they do ban out the Go Man? Oh yeah, that's weird. No, I'm not too sure whether that's the ban going in. Yeah, but yeah. So I believe that is not the ban going on. So don't worry, guys. We'll get that fixed. We'll get that sorted for you. But looking at the picks still available, right? Antiquarian still available. Mercenary still available. There's still Aeroplaners available, especially for Chinatown as well.
Yep.
So you can play with that as well. So yeah, now we have that Goatman being banned out.
Entomologist? Oh.
So
Okay.
escapologist, we have entomologist, and we got Merc being banned out from that other side as well. So prisoner also being banned out, and of course the mechanic as well. So they will be going with the enchantress for the side of Team Laos. So yeah, in terms of kiting and containment, they're pretty much up there so far. And now with the last pick, they do finish their lineup here. So yeah, very strong kiting, very strong containment. They have stuns needed in case you do get a rescue very close towards the hunter as well. Now with the Goatman out of the picture, what does DS go for here? In Chinatown, I would say you can play any hunter you want. The survivors are still gonna win because the map is so survivor-centric, man.
So at this point, we also do have the final pick of the Magician that is currently thrown into the pool right now. So Enchantress, Magician, Entomologist, as well as Escapist. So let me...
All four of them, you know what they have in common? They have strong kites. They have very strong kites. So Escapologist, one of the best kites in the game on tier with Antiquarian and Mercenary. These are my top three for me. And then Entomologist, close second, right? Enchantress, also in that tier. Magician, also in that tier. So all of them has very strong kites. So DS, he has to go for either a one-on-one, I would say. Hullabaloo, I mean, still good here. You can go for Bloody Queen if you want, but not too much, not too favored here. I want to see what kind of comfort picks that he actually has for you.
Just waiting things out until we eventually see the final pick that the pick that's gonna go on for the side of DS. So this is the same thing. Oh, okay, Joker. Okay, Smiley Face is gonna be the pick. Oh.
That is...
I think that's fun.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that pick, guys, because I was on the, I was on the brainstorm mode. I was like, oh yeah, opera singer, that's gonna be great, man, because opera singer, you can deny away the loops, you can deny away the obstacles, but yeah, you just don't get that with the Smiley Face, man. Which is gonna be tough.
No. With the Smiley Face, we need to remember that the Smiley Face does have, is a rocket dasher in this case. Made full use of rockets and have very explosive chase, have very good and fast rotation, plays for momentum very well. The only thing that is a problem is that he does have very predictable movement pathing due to the rocket dashes, and that is very telegraphic. The word is telegraphic, right? So there is some precision needed for the dashing as well. Tight loops are tightly kind of difficult for him to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is one of the worst picks on Chinatown. I believe Smiley Face. Yeah, I mean, you can see my hesitation from the tone of my voice. I don't like this pick at all, right? Smiley Face, in terms of loop cancellation, in terms of, yeah, I mean, he has some loop control, but Chinatown has very tight loops. They are so close, the obstacles are so close to each other that the dash, I don't believe it's going to just deny any form of loop at all. And DS has to be the most mechanically insane player to be playing Smiley Face on this map.
Like I kind of mentioned before, right? It's kind of comfort picks. It could very likely be comfort picks, non-meta picks that could surface, and because in the end of the day, whatever that they are more used to, whatever that is better for them, it could come up more than min-maxing into the survivors matchup or min-maxing into the map matchup.
Yeah, I mean, now, okay, so now, for one, we are heading into the game. You're gonna see, right, how tight the loops are and how crazy that dash is gonna be. So the verticality is another issue itself, where the dash becomes a problem to control, especially if you're playing this loop up and down. So your dash just goes down, right? And that loop is just so tight. Look, straight away, blocked by a pallet. And DS already struggling at the first sign of adversity. Now, very far away, Magician has disappeared now. And already, the ciphers are being decoded. PDV is just reading DS like a book. Ring around the rosy, as already 350% decodes coming out from the side of Team Laos.
With all 5 ciphers that's currently still remaining, we still have a little bit more time before anything would be done as of yet. And try to go for a little bit of a swing, but it doesn't seem like he's able to catch on to anything as of yet. 3 of the survivors are now going to be focusing on each of these ciphers respectively, and eventually, once they are done with those, they're going to be jumping on over to the next. But not too sure whether they will find any way to kind of engage against what the Smiley Face are.
Okay, it's like taking candy from a baby, man. PDV just ran circles. So far, no hits coming out from the side of Smiley Face. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a hater, but this pick, man, Smiley Face just not it, man. Smiley Face is just not it. So far, he has not seen any other survivor. Now, already with the 3 decodes being revealed, man, oh man, already 2 at 99%, so there's only 2 potentially left to decode, and DS still can't find any survivors. He's just going around in circles.
It's really unfortunate because a total of 2 minutes has passed already and he's not able to do anything at this stage in time as for now. We've got a total of 2 bars that are currently at 99%, or rather 2 ciphers that are already at 99%. The rest of the members coming in from the side of Laos has already evacuated for those from those large amount of decoded ciphers.
Yeah, now revealed, yes, but all 3 of them have extremely strong kites. Rocket Dash is now available, right? Tier 1 on Smiley Face, but he has no semblance of early game damage. There has nothing been done, and this is the thing about Chinatown, right? I was saying that no hunters are gonna win because, yeah, this is just so survivor-centric. Even the car, the fountain at the center, there is so much loop capability. It's not easy for DS at all. He's just getting rung around just like a cat on a chase, not able to get the rat, man.
So DS looks like just another corner that he turns, he would be able to do a decent, but no one is hiding inside here, so there's some time that has been wasted. So 4 ciphers already done, and we just require just 1 more cipher. 1 more cipher is already up to 98%, 99%, and that is going to be open. So this is quite a rough game for the members of Sri Lanka right now, because now Laos did not even take any time to wait at all.
Yeah, DS camping the wrong side, went for the north, now using the rocket dash for the first time. And does see PMST going towards the exit, but he does not have the detention per available. He, I would say, yeah, he's still at tier 1. And with the abilities coming through, they haven't been using it the entire time of the game, and 4 members already escaped. Man, oh man. That was a complete stomp coming out from Team Laos.
Yeah, so there we go. All 4 of the survivors are already complete, or rather, all 4 of the survivors have managed to escape out of the place. And pretty good job over to Laos themselves. But we are going to go for a little bit of a switcheroo this time. Laos, once again, will be on to the Hunter. And in the previous series, we did manage to catch on to that pretty effectively. Now, the difference about this Hunter game versus the previous Hunter game is that DS, he was chasing. He was chasing a lot in the previous game. But this time, nothing.
He chased the wrong target, man.
Yep.
You don't chase an escapologist.
The name checks out.
Yeah, you
name
don't.
really checks out at this point in time. The escapologist just escapes.
Yeah, because there's only one thing that an escapologist is really good at, and that's going to be kiting you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be kiting you, and especially if you don't have the ability to deny away the control, you don't have the ability to outmaneuver his smoke screen whatsoever. You don't have that macro ability as Smiley Face.
Yep.
So you pick Smiley Face into escapologist, you have to be understanding that you're never chasing the escapologist.
Yes. To be honest, out of all of the available hunters, I think that there are many other hunters that is currently that is available for the picking, and what they could use to deal with this current setup. Just for everyone's information, it is escapologist, entomologist, enchantress, and magician. By no means easy, because there is a lot of decoys in some sense. You have the decoy escape specialist coming in from the magician, and in the meantime, the escapologist himself also do have smoke screen as well as the misdirection. So remember, if he gets hit by the hunter, at one point in time, he will actually his thurible will actually protect him and blocking those damage, and he can just dash one movement away.
Yeah, I mean, DS at that point, I would say you just picked a very, very hard hunter into possibly the worst lineup of survivors that's available.
Yep.
Take a look at its stats.
Is it worst, actually?
Yeah, it's one of the worst. One of the worst to be picking into this kind of lineup, right? Where you have super strong kite, and then you're picking Smiley Face where you have no control.
Yep.
You have no control. So you're just hoping for early game presence to get a rocket dash. But if you don't get a hit, if you don't get that tier 1, suddenly your rocket dash, you can't be used, because at tier 0, you got nothing. You got no presence ability at tier 0.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
You only get your rocket dash at tier 1. And your rocket dash would then be enhanced at tier 2. So nothing for yourself, nothing to do, and you're just playing a little bit of a whack-a-mole against a mole that
has a helmet at the same time, has a smoke grenade.
Yeah, and at the same okay, yeah. That sounds about right. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So I mean, on this map, I'm expecting things like, Dream Witch. I'm expecting things like Opera Singer, Night Watch. Opera Singer really strong.
Opera Singer is always gonna be strong, especially in this patch. It's highest competitive pick.
Yeah, I mean, Opera Singer is still available. Hullabaloo, also good on this map as well. Area Denial is there, but we haven't seen all Hullabaloo because it requires a lot of macro control, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta be able to just control the units at the same time. But I'm ready to see another Opera Singer, actually.
Honestly, I think that is going to be the one that might happen in this upcoming game to just kind of close things out, right, from the side of Laos. They are the one that played the Goatman, but coming into this Chinatown, honestly, you can play Goatman as well. In fact, I feel that for Goatman, you can kind of play in any maps.
Goatman is strong on any maps, but you gotta understand your Dominion ranges, right? So, what you want to do with the Dominion ranges is that you want to close off all the loops within the Dominion and the Survivor at the same time. If there is a loop within your Dominion, you messed up, my friend. Because if there is a
You
loop,
want to cut it off.
yeah, if there's a loop within your Dominion, even if you're a master at juking and jiving, you're just going to get outpaced because of the obstacles available.
Yep. The main thing about your Dominion is that you want to cut off these loops. You want to make sure that you have a way to go around the loop just by backstabbing. And then, boom, you're immediately able to get a free hit.
Yeah, and SST did a very good job of that, especially in the arms factory, right?
Yeah.
Where we saw the backstab into the hit. Yeah, so yeah, we do get the doctor being banned out. We do get the priestess being banned out as well. For the side of SST, a very strong healer picks that you don't want the assist coming through.
Yep. In the meantime, it does seem like the survivors have already banned out the gamekeeper on this one. So at least for that part, we are not going to see the gamekeeper, so not necessary to talk too much about that case. Well, in the meantime, a good amount of do we cover the fact that the doctor has also been picked up? Either way, mechanic as well as the escapologist is going to be back in again.
Yeah, so very weird bet coming in from the side of Team Laos here, going for the gardener. Maybe they don't want that kiting ability given by the gardener as well. But escapologist and mechanic, we were saying that they are working very well hand in hand. So in terms of kiting ability, top tier. In terms of decoding ability, top tier as well. So they do work together if they are fulfilling their roles, right? So they work well as a team because they do their roles so well.
Yep. In the meantime, we also do have a priestess that have decided to join into this lineup. So right now, if we are looking at the entire lineup, okay, never mind. They were pretty quick on their fingers. So don't even have time to kind of see what's the last one. But it's going to be a prisoner in the end.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry, that's not a priestess ban. Oh yeah, it's not. Yeah, so Priestess has been picked, one of the top tier picks coming out for the side of Team Sri Lanka at this point. So very strong contain, very strong kite as well. So yeah, I mean, opera singer available. SST, can you play the opera singer here?
Can he play the opera singer? But aside from that, okay, we also need to remember that Qist can't be played.
Yeah. Oh, it's Ivy.
Oh, you have been waiting for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
Okay, so let's take a look at what else are we potentially missing out from this. But yep, it looks like everything is going to be under control as much as possible. Going back to see the opera singer is always going to be nice again, but it doesn't seem like we are going to get that. But regardless, I think that having to see Ivy in here is what makes things a little bit more fun.
Yeah, Ivy the Shadow. So yeah, the Ivy the Shadow really strong at just strong macro presence, ability to just have that spook. And yeah, I mean, we saw it a lot in CO9. We saw it a lot in the recent tournaments as well. The control, the macro ability, just top tier. And I would say just loses out to Goatman by maybe just a bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
We're also looking at Area Denial for the side of Ivy. So right off the bat, let's take a look at their spawn points. So right off the bat, it does seem like we do have Ivy that's going to be dropped right into the main street with a prisoner that is going to be on the southeast part, which is going to be on the two-story corner, which is the hotel or the hotel corners in this case. Didn't really quite manage to see who else is dropped at where, but I think one is at Pawn Shop, one is at Taylor, and the other one is right by the Shine.
Oh, taking a look at the trades coming out from the side of SST here, right? He's not going for the late game where you're able to interswap between your skills. So yeah, he feels the need that he wants to shut it down as early as possible. So very early game build with detention ready there as well. So yeah, detention is for late game security, just in case you need the damage coming through. And same time, he's just hoping that, yeah, he can just shut down these survivors as early as possible. His main target is going to be either on the priestess or on the mechanic. If he can find the mechanic, that's going to be a great news. And ready, first sight, finds the fear onto NNS here. Starts walking. great control, gets a cut on the Priestess. That's one sliver of damage, and this is early game damage. He's gonna reach tier 1 really soon here as the consistent latch onto NNS. And NNS getting down by SST. Tier 1 has been achieved. Now the corruption spread and the pressure applied is even more now.
And when it comes down to the rest of this part of the of Chinatown, we already have Ivy that's coming up pretty effectively and something that you can expect out of the Shadow itself. It does seem like it's one person, but hey, it's not going to be that easy to get yourself right out of these kind of situations because, well, the escapologist is just doing what they would do. But, you know, shaking off Ivy is going to be nice as well, but they still need to find a way to get close to the Priestess as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, he has that early game Berserker trait as well, right? Shit. Yeah, which is,
okay.
If there's someone on the rocket chair, your attack speed is increased. So that's a very crazy early game build that, yeah, you know, usually Ivy, you play for late game.
Yep.
But SST is that confident, it's like, yo, I'm better. I'm better, man.
This is aggro. This is hands down just aggro. The effective survivor doesn't seem like it will be. Oh, that's good! Immediately just locking out the Ivy just right within of that loop and just ensuring that he will be able to get a nice escape despite being infected as well. The escapologist right now, he's got hit once, but at least he's able to keep Ivy in check and inside. Now time to turn around the corner and hope that he will be able to run away.
Currently, the infect rate is at 5 escapologists. Already infected, actually. So AR, yeah, just gonna get knocked out here. Yeah, there's no healing factor without the Priestess as well, so it's gonna be a bit tougher now. Yeah, that is crazy good coming out from the side of SS here. And why are you still here, my friend? The rocket chair is right in front of you, SU. And yeah, you're just decoding in front of a hunter.
I guess that things aren't going to be looking too great, but the micromanagement coming in, take a look of the micromanagement coming from SST, man. It's just going absolutely bonkers right now. He's able to see exactly where DS is, constantly knows where DS might be going as well, trying to backtrack a little bit just so that he can meet him halfway through, and of course, just protecting Escapologist, ensuring that Escapologist just doesn't escape.
Yeah, I mean, prisoner.
Hello.
In it. Yeah, does get the swap through. Okay, gets a bit of damage on the prisoner.
Yep, that's
the infection. Infection is coming through. Corruption is coming through. Yes, there we go. You get the 100. You get a free hit. That's a free combo right there. You're going to the rocket chair. Goodbye. You're a prisoner now. You are the prisoner. And escapologist also out from the rocket chair. She's playing the game of Ivy.
Yep. Right now, it doesn't seem like the mechanics is gonna... Okay, there we go. That's a free hit that is incoming to him, but looks like he's got electrocuted for a little bit too long thanks to the mechanics circuit. But I think that is gonna be fine. There's still gonna be an opportunity for a quick little whack like this.
And that's game, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Team Laos, all he needs to do right now is strap both of them onto their chairs here as he keeps a track of where SU is. The mechanic, well, not long for life here. They did get a very strong meta pick, but just goes to show, right, how important map control, how important macro is. Despite the fact that this map is so survivor-sided, they did not make good use of the loops at all, right? They could have made great use of the loops. There was a shimmering, shining silver lining coming out from the escapologist play, but it wasn't enough. But congratulations, Team Laos. You got all the points that you could get.
Yep. This is a very amazing win from the side of Laos. This is a flawless victory from them.
Yeah.
They did not yield any survivors. They make sure that they killed every single one of those survivors. They make sure they do whatever that they could. And I think that is just absolutely amazing looking at how they went ahead with all of that. But I just gotta have to say that this is probably one. Okay, this is only our second, fourth, third, fourth. Okay, this is our fourth hunter that we have watched, and this is the only hunter so far that is a very micro-related hunter.
Yeah.
So far, all of the other hunters, they are more macro-based. They are focusing on more on the back end side. They are looking at more into the map coordinates and knowing what to do. But this is the only hunter so far that really plays very well into the shadows, because it's IV after all. And you need to have very good idea where your current hunter is, where the shadow is as well. There's a lot of tapping back and forth.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people can actually handle that. So for those people that is at home watching that, you're probably getting a headache right now.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I would say SST was playing a mean round of Ivy. He did get a very early snowball as well. And with the build that he went for, with the Berserker traits, with the Hunt traits as well, that was a very strong early game that couldn't be denied away, right? Even the escapologist couldn't escape. So, yeah, with the amount of loops available, I'm just sad to see that, yeah, Team Sri Lanka, they couldn't stand up to Team Laos at all.
Not at all.
It's either the case where Team Laos is going to be a top tier contender, or Team Sri Lanka is just not at that skill level yet.
Yep. So I think that this is a case of the hunter that really knows what he's doing. While in the meantime, for the side of Sri Lanka, they don't have enough experience as of now to play more on the micro side, right?
Yeah.
Because as long as one person has been strapped onto the chair, there are various strategies that you're able to kind of go for, like a bait and switch kind of situation. You can try to go and pick up whoever that's strapped onto the chair. Normally, right? I mean, not normally, right? All the time. The first and the second time, you can save them. But the moment that they're knocked down again, that's the point in time you just gotta run as far away as possible and kind of like get your way to decoding as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I believe they need to start working on a bit on the map knowledge, especially if, let's say, there are only 8 maps in the game, right? It's, you are a pro player, you're representing your team. At this point, you want to have the map knowledge as much as possible. You need to understand the loops. You need to understand if this loop does go wrong, where is your contingency plan? These are the levels that we're talking about when it comes to the top tier of pro play. When it comes to the top tier of Identity V, if the first loop is mismanaged, what happens? They always have a contingency. What if the goat man comes? What if you're in a Dominion? They always have that play available. They always have that switch up available. And that they need to start looking through those plans right now.
Yep. And so far, so many eliminations, not much of a tempo denial kind of gameplay for the Hunters as of yet. Perhaps we'll be able to see some more aggressive plays coming in from both the survivors as well as the Hunters in the upcoming match. Match number 3 that will be coming after this very short break. Remember, you are currently watching the Asian Games Qualifiers 2026 Asian Identity V. We'll be back with you after this short break.
Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that.
The human body was built to move, not